Help me, Ja. Good morning to you, Qshan Deya, in studios here with us at NBC. How are you doing?
I'm blessed and it's an honor to be here. This is like my first interview after so many years.
After so many years, well, we're truly honored to have you here today to talk about you and the music in your upcoming album. First of all, let's get our people connected. You grew up in Union Island. Tell us about your hometown.
Definitely from the small little island, Union Island, 3 square mile, and from a musically talented family at the age of 9, I was actually performing on stage on the Easterval uh, festivities that we usually keep every year, and that was like my first regimen and step into reggae music after being exposed with reggae music being played on most of all the stations in St. Vincent. So I grew up having the pan being my first instrument. I'm actually was the first, only person ever owned a tenor pan in Union beside the different people like the King Dreads band that was playing by the Lambie's restaurant and so forth. So, music has always been my love, my first love, I should say. Even when I'm coming home in the night time, my mom used to be shouting at me, "Son, you can't wash your mouth when you're coming home," because I'm always singing. And I actually live on a hilltop, which is Sugar Hill. Big up to everybody down there in the Grenadines, especially Union Island, Ashton, Clifton, Sugar Hill, my neighborhood, the Kwashi family, my mother and father, and here I am today, growing from strength to strength after leaving Union and migrating into the United States of America and doing reggae on a professional level.
Doing reggae, you produce some deep, conscious reggae music. Tell us about the inspiration producing such music.
Well, definitely, most of my inspiration come from life itself. Like you see me writing about songs, disappointment, which tells you that disappointments in life is actually a divine intervention. So whenever we try in life and it does not happen, or when we pray for something to come through and it don't come through at the same time, we need to not rush, but know that the Father hears our cries and our supplications, and He will attend unto them in due season. So wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He will forever strengthen and direct our path. So, even like being a father, proud father of 8, 5 boys, 3 girls, I'm not with my children mothers at this moment in time. Unfortunately, it's not the way of life that I designed it to be, but I'm a proud father being in their life as much as I can be there. And I want to let everyone know that it's not about the male and the female, but it's always about the children. We tend to forget about the children and take our personal emotions into consideration, and they're left in turmoil, you know, and they end up go out of the homes looking for father figures and mother figures because there's no example set in the home. This is why I sing songs like Single Parents Cry, because when a child cries for a mother or father, that becomes that parent's cry. I sing about mama, which everyone ought to adore their mothers, because without a mother, there can be no prince, no princess of the earth. So a woman ought to be adored, just like Mother Earth, which sustain us all. And continuing to grow in reggae, I even went to the grassroots of reggae, which is Jamaica, and I happened to create history that was not recorded in the Guinness Book of Records, because there is no one on the exterior that is non-Jamaican that has ever went to Jamaica and participated in the national event that was put on by the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, which is through the Ministry of Culture, and get such an applaud. Over 2 million people voted for me from the Digicel and the Clara phones, and that made me come first runner-up. And I remember one of the politicians telling me in Jamaica, "Don't worry, my brother, we know that you deserve to win," with the song Everything Turn Up, which was actually echoed by the minister that won the election. The next year, which was their 50th year, Portia Simpson went on the podium and the first words out of her mouth was, "Everything turn up," which was a plus, So a lot of people in Jamaica give me a lot of credit and say, "Artist, you have done great," and just look at it as a spring bench, which I took it as a spring bench, and I just grew from there on, and at least I know I'm cemented into the Jamaican musical history for the life of it, you know. And I made my country proud, and I will continue spreading the and flying the three diamond everywhere I go in the four corners of the earth.
I remember when that story broke, a lot of persons thought you were Jamaican.
Enough people here for real.
Yes.
Even the Jamaicans too. It's only on the night of the finals, because they had the submission of the songs. I submitted from thousands of people. I made the top 40. Then the top 40 performed live in Kingston, Jamaica, and then they picked a top 10. I was one of the top 10, and they actually produced a CD. Unlike any of the years they've ever done festival, they never produced a CD before. But the 4090 of the Independence, they produced a CD, and you want to know whose track was number one on the CD? The guy who won. Whose track was number two? Everything Turn Up. So it was already staged, but I still give thanks and I say kudos to the Jamaican public for embracing me as an outsider, which shows that they are ready for CSME. You know what I say?
Yes.
So we give thanks for the opportunity and the moment, and with that moment being there, I end up get to do the RE school tour, you know, reaching around to the different schools in Jamaica and enlightening them about sexually transmitted diseases, you know, teenage pregnancy and abstinence makes sense, you know, preaching pro-social message,
Of course.
which we need to do throughout the whole diaspora,
Of course.
you know. So, I mean, the journey through music has been a good one for me, and I continue to journey onward, you know, from strength to strength.
Wonderful. For those of you now tuning in, we have Qshan Deya in studios with us. So we're talking about themselves and music. And you can also view this interview on our live stream at www.nbcsvg.com. Tell us about your next project, your upcoming project.
Well, this new project I have coming out, I want to call it Gates of Mount Zion. Because the gate of Mount Zion is wide open, and we all know that many are called, few are chosen. And it's not by how much money you have in your account, but we as humanity need to build up our spiritual bank account and not our physical bank account. So it's all about spirituality, balancing the spiritual with the material growth, because we all know once the spiritual growth is not balanced with the material growth, we will never really truly elevate in life. All humanity must strive to maintain a balance between your material growth and your spiritual growth. Once you attain such, I guarantee you, everything will recede to the ground and you will elevate. You know, so this album is about Gate of Mount Zion. It has tracks on it like Live and Learn, because we know once we live and learn, we will know that the next time something happens to us, we'll know how to better adjust it. So this album has like around 12 tracks on top of it. I'm not going to put 17 tracks like I did before on my previous album. Sometimes it's better if you give them a little and they digest it, and you give them a little more. So that's my new concept, and this album will be released in December. So I'm presently finishing up like 3-4 more tracks and put it up on iTunes and a different digital network where people can buy music on.
We're all familiar with your song, Go to School. That one's for the youth. What words of encouragement you have for the youth right now listening to this program?
Well, definitely I must let the youth know education of the youth is the surest guarantee for a better life. Don't follow bad friends and go down there. When negative come your way, tell it to run away. Because when you follow a friend, and that friend happen to be a smarter friend than you end up left in the back. Don't skip school. Obey your teacher, for you can be the next leader. And education is like a passport for the future. You know, in everything that you do, I want to tell the youths, read a lot of educated and uplifting books. It can broaden your horizon. It's not too late to learn to read. Some people feel like, oh, they're 15, 16, or they're 30 and 35, and if you tell them read a verse in the Bible, they cannot even read it. So pick up the Bible and let the Bible be your storybook, because there's a lot of things in it that is being revealed up to today that was of yesterday. You know, so use the Bible as your learning tool, you know, and the parents who want to go to further their education, not only the children, but the parents, because the parents now is learning from the children. So if we parents now keep up with the level of education our children is, we can only build a brighter and a greater educated community instead of educated fools. Because when we finish with our education, there is no jobs for us. So what we do, we have to try to be entrepreneurs, create new form of employment for ourselves, take new initiatives. You don't have to follow the pattern of what is going on, but take new initiatives and try to do it on a community development level, and you will be supported by the masses, and keep off the street corners. Don't think hanging on the street corners makes you a man or a bad girl or a bad boy. We know badness is out of style. So just live upright and walk in the narrow and plain path of righteousness. And like I say, our biggest problem in this world and the youths of today, even before you do your exam, you're supposed to pray. That even you forget something, you cram, the Almighty might have just turn on His light for you to remember that, but you forget to pray. So you get a F or you get a D in your exam, and you figure like, oh, the teacher did not treat me fairly.
Right.
But whatever you put in life is what you get out. Don't be surprised of the outcome of life if you did not put in anything. So everything in life is effort. Your effort can make a difference. So if you try, only a trial can beat a failure.
That's right. Tell us about, you did some collaborations with other artists. Tell us about that experience.
Well, definitely Lady G, who born 3 days from me, same May born like myself, who made the link in Jamaica while I was there after the festival. And this song, Guilty, was to show people my life, because most of my relationship is broken up all because of jealousy. Meeting people that never take time to know me. And because I'm a traveling man, I'm one of the rolling stone that do not gather any mosses. I just keep moving where the music takes me, because I am here not only for my wife or my children, but for humanity. So unless a woman cannot understand that, they will not know Qshan Deya. So this song, Guilty, was showing you a man is there in his home, on his computer. His cousin send him a text saying, see you later, 9 p.m., love you. But people think once they have a partner and they have a relative saying love you, they think it's another woman.
Right.
So the video just depict exactly where she now comes down, and I was actually answering the doorbell of her friend coming for her. And she sneak into my inbox and get all surprised and come and say, which woman you say you're going to meet 9 o'clock? You know what I say? When it's a typical activity that goes on in many homes, So I was just turning the light on Qshan Deya's life to show you how easy somebody can mistrust you until she finally realized later down in the video, say, Anna for me woman. You know what I say? It's actually my cousin was reaching out to me, and then she give me 10 out of 10. Because she realized, say, there is really good men out there in the world, and we must not mistrust our partners. We must give them the benefit of the doubt. Because in every relationship, if there's no trust, there is no foundation. And it will go nowhere. There will always be conflict, kiss and make up, but not really dealing with conflict of resolution. We need to know conflict of resolution. So I say the song Guilty is actually from Jim Reeves. Nobody has ever done over Jim Reeves. And in Jamaica, there's always country and western playing every Sunday.
All right.
So that was one of the old techniques to reach the masses in Jamaica. And we have Tony Rebel, which is the song Go to School. And the reason I titled it Go to School, like number 2.
Right.
After tertiary education, or what you call it, high school, you still have to go to a college or university. Some people feel after high school, this is it. No, you can still further yourself up the steps of life,
Of course.
because in everything that you put in, you will benefit from it, because the more you re-educate yourself and you have a greater certificate with a bachelor's or master's, you can then empower yourself. And I must say, this is something I must say out to the governments of the world, not specifically to any parties. I'm speaking to the governments of the world. If we give power to the people, we become powerful. That's all I need to say.
Right.
We need to empower the people so we can be powerful. As leaders, we need to submerge, overcome our differences, and the best means for the world to overcome the world difficulties is that the world must be united as in a body, just being one single organ. Nations must find the means to heal their unhappy wounds, not by bits, but as a whole. They can't do it by bits, like we see the great beast of America, which is doing it by bits to conquer all territories of the earth. We need to do it globally, unify the world globally, equal distribution. So there can be no upper class, no middle class, and lower class. You know me I say? It's equality in the eyes of the Lord, equality in Zion. You know, and also on the album I feature people like Half Pint, who's a living legend. He came and performed last week in the park. I see much people didn't even know much of his songs, but he's a great legend also. And another up-and-coming artist in Jamaica named Emperor Mangasha. And I feel proud of this album because it's my second album after so much years. The first one was in 2001. So then you can see the struggle in the music, because I am out there on the battlefield flying the 3-diamond flag. There's not much Vincentian that come to my performances in Brooklyn. There's not much Vincentian that come to my performances in Canada. Now in England, which is where I launched this album, in Brixton, England. So I took it to the ambassador of reggae, not to the roots of reggae, which is where I was, you know, because Europe tend to have more respect for music with lyrics and message. I noticed the whole diaspora, and I must speak of this. Them love the boogie yaga, wild up, disrespectful music more than the conscious music. So if we have the disc jockeys, also like yourself, and many others, join a coalition and stop play all the music that is disrespecting the female gender and also humanity, and not setting examples for the young youths, then we in the Caribbean will be a force to reckon with, because we have our own market. I mean, how much artists you see from the region is actually touring in the region? None. Everybody thinks they're flying to America and flying to Europe is it. No, we have a region. We are responsible for the lives that is around here, because we are the enlightened one that the Most High has uplift to be teachers. And the Bible says singers and players of instruments shall be there. So if you're a singer, don't think taking up a mic and say, drink how much rum and wine up and skin up. That's not the foundation. The foundation is find some educative lyrics like the man Beckett and all these pioneers, right, who write music that you can play before the family. And you don't have to say, make we beep that right there because there's a profanity there. There can be no good music without message. So I say to all the artists in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, let us develop our vocabulary, because there's so much social things to speak about that we need to address, because we are the voice of the people. So let us put these different issues and different topics into music and offer solutions and, you know, different contribution and suggestion, so we all can grow in oneness.
And that's a perfect way to end today's interview with you, Qshan Deya. I want to wish you all the best, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation to talk about your music and your upcoming project. Yeah. And we do hope when you visit next time, you'll surely pass by.
Definitely.
And let us know what's going on.
Give thanks again.
All right. So safe travels back to the U.S. and all the best.
And I want to say, big up to you, because I see him radiant there. You see it? And I mean him Qshan there. So give thanks.
Lots of love.
Blessed love.
All right.
Respect every time. In this hard knock life, only the strong will rise. What touch your heart can never fool your eyes. You got to be confident, and you will win the fight. Wipe away your doubts, walk into the light. Some disappointments can be a blessing. Life is a test. Learn from the lesson. Some disappointments come with a blessing. No need for stressing. When I'm watching TV, I keep it locked to www.nbc.com. This is the voice of Qshan Deya, the volcano trumpet. Son of the soil, 3 diamonds we say. Blessed love.